Alright guys, so game 1 of the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Miami Heat in the first round is officially over. And the Milwaukee Bucks ended up winning by 2 points at the end of overtime, 107 to 109. There were 4 people on the Milwaukee Bucks that stood out on the stat sheet, and about 3, I'd say, for the Miami Heat. First of all, for the Bucks, Giannis ended up having a pretty crazy game if you just look straight at the stats. 26 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, but he didn't do too well from the field, shooting 37%. He was 10 for 27 and almost cost his team the game by shooting 46% from the free throw line on 13 attempts. But Kris Middleton, Jrue Holiday, and Brook Lopez all played amazing. Jrue Holiday with 20 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Kris Middleton 27, 6, 6, and 2, and Brook Lopez 18 and 8, and he also only hit 1 3 with that, and he's usually the 3-point shooter, but ended up getting 18 points with only 1 3. Now basically at the end of regulation, Jrue Holiday was a pretty big part in this. He played great defense, and at the end of overtime, Jrue Holiday ended up coming up huge. Now what the Milwaukee Bucks did before the season was they traded Eric Bledsoe for Jrue Holiday because it was pretty obvious that Eric Bledsoe was not getting it done for this team. He wasn't the shooter they needed. He wasn't spacing the floor. He's not as good as an attacker, and Jrue Holiday's a way better defender. And pretty much from like the very beginning of the season, Jrue Holiday made it clear that he was a lot better for this team than Eric Bledsoe was, and he officially established that completely for playoffs in this game. Eric Bledsoe not being one that proves himself in the playoffs. In fact, he's known for kind of stepping it down in the playoffs, and Jrue Holiday playing amazing in the playoffs this game. So basically at the end of overtime, the Milwaukee Bucks were only up 1, and Jrue Holiday ended up coming up with a steal. He raced down the floor and ended up with a pretty tough layup, obviously getting chased down by 2 defenders, you know, the crowd roaring at you, and he ended up hitting that layup with not much time left in the game. And after he made this layup, that ended up putting the Milwaukee Bucks up by 3, and let's be honest, Eric Bledsoe probably would not have accomplished this layup. And to very much end off the game with 0.5 seconds left, they inbounded to Jimmy Butler, obviously the Heat being down 2, and Jrue Holiday came up on Jimmy Butler and just completely just stuffed the crap out of his shot, and the ball went flying up in the air and straight back down as Jimmy Butler didn't get off the shot because it was after the time, but still Jrue Holiday with the block so that he couldn't even get the shot no matter what. This pretty much proves that trade was completely valid, and the Milwaukee Bucks made an insanely great decision by doing that. And unlike most people, or maybe most people, I don't know, I know a lot of people have the Miami Heat beating the Milwaukee Bucks, but I've definitely had the Milwaukee Bucks winning this series. I just don't see them losing in the first round, especially when they're trying to get this whole Giannis thing to work, and Giannis doesn't want to leave, and he looked like he wanted it at the end of the game. Obviously, he missed a lot of free throws, but he was fighting for his own misses, and I think he played well overall. But if Giannis plays even just a tiny bit better than he did, the Milwaukee Bucks definitely don't even go to overtime in this game, and they would win at regulation. Duncan Robinson had a really good game. He had 24 points on 7 for 13 from 3, being the only shots he took. Obviously not shooting in the 3-point line at all that game, but he did get fouled on the 3-pointer, so he had 3 free throws. Jimmy Butler started off the game horrible. At one point, he was 2 for 11 or something. He wasn't shooting good at all, and he ended up the game 4 for 22, 18% from the field, just having a not good game at all. On defense, he wasn't that bad. He did have 10 rebounds and 8 assists, 2 assists away from a triple-double, 2 steals and a block. So he played pretty horribly on offense, but his defense was pretty good that game. He did come up big, though, with a 3 at the end of regulation to tie the game, so that was a pretty big shot. He was pretty decent in the clutch, even though he did get blocked on the game winner. Goran Dragic came off the bench with 25 points. Other than that, he didn't really do much, but he came off the bench in the third quarter with firepower. I'm pretty sure he had 11 in the third quarter. He was 5 for 10 from 3 and just played really great overall. And to just be completely honest, I can definitely see the Bucks beating the Heat in about 6 games. I think the series will be over. It could go to 7, or maybe the Heat wins, but I do think the Bucks will beat the Heat in 7. I mean in 6, not in 7, but in 6, and then probably lose to the Nets, and that's fair, but they could beat the Nets, I don't know. But really good pickup in Jrue Holiday, and yeah, we'll see where Milwaukee takes us. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.